मीम देख के आए हो पॉलीमॉर्फिज्म का? यू हैव एनी क्वेश्चंस? चल बढ़िया है, लेट्स सी. So polymorphism is a fundamental concept in programming that allows the object of different types to be treated as this. ये क्या है? We are not understanding it right. In simple words, when an object of a class behaves differently in different conditions, we call it as polymorphism. Poly means many. Morph means forms. Poly means many and morph means form. So when an object of the class takes different forms, it's called as polymorphism. That object can be a built-in function, then object can be a user-defined function, it can even be a class. Let's see in detail. So here you can see we have considered a very simple string by the name Darshan. I'm using the length function. So what is the length of the string Darshan? And when we see that, yes, Darshan, 7 characters hai. So 7. Now, if I'm considering this like a list, right? So here we are having a list having the values 10, 20, and 30 at index location 0, 1, and 2 respectively. I am asking the same thing again. Can you tell me what is the length of the list? And it will say over here that 3. So length function behave differently with a string and differently with a list. Is that so? Nahi na. That is, length function behaved the same, right? It gave the length in both of the cases. Polymorphism hai. Yahi hai polymorphism. Built-in function length behaving differently in different scenarios. Let's see one more example where I'm considering a very simple user-defined function. Notebook आपके साथ में share कर दूंगा. Don't worry about that. So here, user-defined function. So I created a very simple function addition so that everyone understands. So एक addition function है which is going to take 3 things as input A, B, and C. If user doesn't give the value of C, the default value it will consider is shunya, 0. Now, if you see over here in the very first case, I am passing only 2 values. That means over here, number 2 goes here, number 3 goes here into A and B respectively. And C के अंदर क्या जाएगा? We have not sent anything, so क्या जाएगा? कुछ नहीं जाएगा. So that will be by default 0. So return will be 2 plus 3 plus 0. Expected answer क्या है? 5. And if I'm considering the second scenario where I'm sending 2, 3, and 4, I'm using a pink ink over here. So 2 comes over here in A, 3 comes over here, and C is supplied with 4. So internally, A plus B plus C is 2 plus 3 plus 4. 2 plus 3, 5 plus 4, 9. So expected answer is 9, and I execute it. And you see the function addition is behaving differently with different parameters. Again, no, it is behaving the same with different parameters. What is this? Polymorphism. I'll give you one more example where we are actually using an operator which is behaving the same in different conditions. You consider over here, I'm having a variable number 1 which is storing the number 1. I am having a variable number 2 which is storing the value 2. मैंने बोला number 1 plus number 2. Number 1 plus number 2 is 1 plus 2. 1 plus 2 is 3. So addition of 1 and 2 has happened. And do we see the same thing here? Hanji, yes. बिल्कुल हुआ है. 1 plus 2, 3. But now if we see over here, I have created a string called as first name and another string which is called as last name. First name has saved my first name, which is Darshan. Second has stored my last name, which is Ingle. And when here I'm saying that, hey, I want you to perform the addition of first name and last name with a space in between. So, chalo space hata dete, space unnecessary confusion hai. Addition of plus first name and last name. 2 names cannot be added, na? दर्शन और इंगले को थोड़ी ऐड कर सकते हैं. So this is going to concatenate these things together. देखते हैं. You see Darshan and Ingle. Plus operator behaves differently with two numbers and with two strings. Now, please don't try concatenating a string and a number. बेवकूफी वाला काम है वो. How can you add Darshan with 25? So if I say my age is 36, can you add Darshan with 36? नहीं कर सकते ना, बस. So only those things are possible which are possible logically सोचो, right? And then what if I have to teach you the same thing with respect to the Python class methods? This requires a little bit knowledge of object-oriented programming, which I presume थोड़ा बहुत आपको रहेगा, but I will take the entire control in my hand. Now here we are using inheritance. I have created a class called as vehicle. So I have a class called as vehicle and it has a function called as drive. Okay. And I don't want to write anything. I don't want to give a body to this function, but I can't leave it empty, else it will give an error. Python है ना? So pass लिखना पड़ता है. Pass in the sense that I don't want to do anything, but I want to write this function. Maybe down the line I'm going to use it. So it's just like a placeholder. Then from this vehicle, I am inheriting a class which is called as car. So भाई साहब, यहाँ से ये आया है. It has come from here. So because car is inherited from this, it will by default have this drive method. Inheritance है ना? So ऊपर वाले के सारे child by default gets all the assets of his father. अगर आप एक अच्छे बच्चे हो तो, वरना जायदाद से बेदखल किए जाओगे. चलो एनीवेज, जोक्स अपार्ट. सो व्हीकल से कार आया है. I have a drive, but here, right, drive function is returning car room room. Okay, ठीक है. But remember, this is going to return room room whenever we give a call. In the same way, I have created a motorcycle class. So motorcycle class, तो एक motorcycle बनाते हैं. Motorcycle, CYCLE, and yes. And obviously this is also inherited ना. Inherit हुआ है vehicle से ना. So when it is inherited, तो drive यहाँ पे भी आएगा. And what is this going to do? It is going to return motorcycle. Brum, brum. ठीक है, चलो. So short में लिख के रखता हूँ so that when I give a call, याद रहेगा. एक और cycle class बना दिया. This is bicycle class. So I write BICYCLE, inherited from here, and इसी का बच्चा है vehicle का. We are having it as drive and ये क्या रिटर्न करेगा? Bicycle ट्रिंग ट्रिंग. Okay, short में लिख के रखता हूँ. It will return ट्रिंग ट्रिंग. Now you see over here, where is polymorphism? Well, it's worth noting that यहाँ पे here we are having the drive method here, same drive method here, same drive method here, same drive method here. क्या हुआ है? A method is going to behave differently in different scenarios. Bicycle रहेगा तो ट्रिंग ट्रिंग, कार रहेगा तो रूम रूम, बाइक रहेगा तो ब्रूम ब्रूम. देखते हैं ऐसा होता भी है कि नहीं. So for us to execute this, अगर कार रहेगा तो you have to create an object of car. If you have to call motorcycle, you create object of motorcycle. For bicycle, you do that, and I'm actually doing that. You see over here, I am saying that I want to create an object of car called as C, and I say C dot drive. So it is going to return what? Car room room. In the same way, when I create an object of motorcycle, it should return when I give call to M dot drive motorcycle broom broom. And थोड़ा सा ऊपर लेता हूँ. This is the last two lines of the code. When I create a class of bicycle, you can give any names over here. And I say drive, so it should return me tring tring, because whatever is written here, whatever is written here, whatever is written here will be written. Polymorphism, same method giving different outputs in different scenarios. Polymorphism, right? So execute करके देखते हैं. Are we getting car room room, motorcycle broom broom, bicycle tring tring? 1 2 3 आया car room room, bicycle tring tring, and in between the motorcycle broom broom. Okay, so this is okay. Concepts end here. एक थोड़ा real time example देखते हैं so that थोड़ा कन्विंसिंग होता है that where is it actually used in real time application, and I'm considering a very simple banking application over here. We are able to relate with it, right?